Okay, Houston, this is finishing up from yesterday. Nicole is putting the samples into the glacier and closing the door. Here's some shot of closing out the MPLM. We had to make sure everything was strapped down inside there, and everything was tight. All the items were removed that were supposed to be out of there. So we're just doing one final check to make sure that is all secure. There's Krister. You can see they removed some of the lamps in the MPLM already to use them on station, and Krister's just going around and checking all these straps on the end cone to make sure everything is secure in the proper configuration. Okay, this is the station toilet. You can see Nicole is demonstrating on the inside is the urine funnel that's used in the station over there. They have a very unique system which is going to make great contributions to human spaceflight by avoiding having to fly so much water up to the International Space Station. There's a water recycling system, and urine goes through that hose and then into some tanks, and then is eventually passed into two other racks through some other equipment and processed for human consumption. And when it comes out, it's cleaner than most of the drinking water you have on planet Earth. Here's one of the drink bags that we have. Similar to both the shuttle and station side use these drink bags. They have the same kind of connection. And Nicole is now filling up the drink bag with the recycled water. So now she's got the bag full. So of course it's something that every shuttle crew member wants to sample and see if it's really as good as they say it is. And it was very high quality. Great job by the engineering folks who made that system go together. It wasn't easy. Here's the crew gathered in Node 1 for our final dinner together. It's a very special time. We had foods there from all the represented countries, of course, the United States, Russia, Belgium. Krister brought some Swedish food up here with him. We had some Canadian food and some Japanese food, even left over from Koichi's visit. So it was a very well-rounded smorgasbord, as they say in Sweden, and we had all that stuff ready to go. It's a little tight quarters. It's nice in zero gravity that some of the crew members can float up high and kind of use the space most efficiently. Of course, it only takes astronauts a few minutes before they start playing with their food in space. Here's Frank DeWin, ESA astronaut, just demonstrating with the shrimp cocktail. Mike Barrett. The shrimp is a very popular item on most menus. It has some horseradish in there. It'll really clear out your sinuses. Here's a toast to everybody drinking the recycled urine, and it was a very happy moment. There's some tradition. Our lead spacewalker, EV1, Danny Olivas, is putting a sticker in the U.S. airlock on the space station, and then each crew member signs around the crew sticker there. We also installed the crew sticker on the, this is in Node 1. This tradition dates back all the way to STS-128 the first assembly mission. And each crew has put their patch on this panel in Node 1. So we put our patch on there. All right, Houston, that is the end of Flight Day 10.
So Flight Day 11 of Discovery's mission here at the International Space Station. Here you see the European team on board, let's say Frank DeWin and myself, closing the hatch to the MPLM. After superbly packed by CJ and a lot of other people. And cranking the latches there is kind of pretty spectacular to see things moving around. So when all the practical work has been done and everything is finally closed, then eventually starts leak checking, which is another long procedure to make sure that everything is leak tight. We of course don't want to have some leaks when we later undock the MPLM from the space station. And here we do the closing of the station side of the hatches. That is the node 2 nadir hatch being closed by Frank. And we also photo document what's going on.
Well, we also had an opportunity, one final opportunity today to have a really good look at Space Station from the Space Shuttle flight deck. And this isn't just for fun, this is tasking to survey all of the visible parts of the space station with a zoom lens, even got an order for 30% overlap, so trying to get pictures of just every possible thing so that folks back home can have a look and see anything that's in order. They have a database back there they can go to and look at certain sections of structure if they're having any issues whatsoever. And also just get some historical documentation so if things change from flight to flight, we know when events happen.
So here you see Danny Olivas and I configuring the EMUs that are coming back to Earth inside the airlock on the space shuttle. And they would use these EMUs if there was some sort of contingency that required their use, but they're also, it's also important that we bring those back home so they can be refurbished. We swapped out 2 refurbished ones that stay on space station for their EVAs or potential EVAs, and we're configuring these to come home, and there's a highly skilled set of technicians that will make these suits basically brand new for future missions.
Okay, well, they say the 2 most important things in aviation are the next 2 things, and that goes for spaceflight too. While we're doing a lot of ops today, we had a very busy day. We did take a little time out to talk with our flight controllers, our rendezvous flight controller, and our rendezvous instructor at home about the NDOC and fly around tomorrow. It's a little off nominal without the flying control jets. So we not only talked about the way we'll fly it nominally, but if we have failures, how that will impact the failures as well. So it was a nice conference, tag up with them. We appreciate them working with us on Labor Day to make sure we really know what we're doing tomorrow for the NDOC and fly around.